Hello friends, today I'm going to be working in my Dilutions journal measures. I think it's about 5 by 7-ish. I'll be using some gesso, some light and fluffy modeling paste from the Crafters Workshop, and today I'm going to try infusions. I'm not exactly sure what colors I'm going to go with. I have a magenta, a slate blue, and lime, or slime. The other colors, just to get them out here for you, terracotta, that might be really pretty. This one is called raspberry. Rocky Road, I think I've used that one before, it's really pretty. And Green Man, not sure what that one looks like. And this one is called In the Navy. So I'm just going to play around here in my journal. I picked this stencil up. This is a Crafters Workshop stencil, is brand new to me. Love all of their stencils. They're very affordable when you buy them on scrapbook.com. And so I would highly recommend that website for all of your art desires. So I'm going to be creating with that. So I'm going to start by doing a little bit of stenciling with my Crafters Workshop Light and Fluffy modeling paste. And then we'll be coming in with some gesso and filling in the gaps with the gesso. So I think some of this is kind of dried out around the edge here, so I'm going to get rid of that just so I don't have any trouble here on this project. And I am not going to prep my page. I'm going to go with this just the way it is and see what happens. I do think I need to take off this clip though in order to be able to put that on, so I'll probably put that back on. We'll see how it goes. So I'll go ahead and get some of this out, and I'm going to go up here in this corner, applying that texture paste. Just going to be really mellow with this, in a pretty reflective frame of mind right now, so I wanted to do something that was just kind of pleasurable, not so much, you know, I don't know, creating for the end result, more creating just because it's good for me. It's good for us to create. So that's kind of my mindset here. My palette knife is coming apart again. I really need to figure out a solution for that. I am going to kind of wipe this off just because I want to make sure I don't get that paste where I don't want it. Just a quick wipe there. Okay, so this time I'm going to come down in this corner, not quite as far in. I want it to be a little bit different. A little bit more of my paste. This palette knife is driving me nuts. So don't need quite that much on my knife there. Okay. So I'm going to dry this and I'll be right back, and I'm going to also wash off my stencil. One moment. So I haven't dried this yet. I wanted to show you a close-up, and then I'm going to go in with some gesso and the side of an old, credit card, fun card from Family Fun Center. And I'm going to do some stuff with the gesso. So I just wanted to show you a close-up of that texture. It's going to be beautiful. So I just love the delicate nature of that. But I thought since I've got to dry this anyway, I may as well do it all at one time. So get my gesso out here, get back in frame. Apply some gesso on most of the page. Just thought I would try a different technique, something a little bit gentler and softer. I'm creating a mood here. Kind of bump it up into that texture paste is not a problem. I do want to kind of have it have some variety of texture. Got a little bit of a torn page down here, so I'm going to try to conceal that a little bit. And I'm going to come around all these edges just to have a little bit of interest. It does conceal a little bit of the design, but not much. I'm going to go ahead and turn my book so I can get at this at a better angle. Gesso is a great way to add some really subtle texture to your background. It's not super hard and overwhelming. It just gives a little bit of interest. So it's a great way to create a little bit of a different effect, because when these wet mediums go on these pages, it's going to, the gesso is going to resist it in many ways. But we'll have to see what it does. The infusions are a water-soluble product, so I'll have to be keeping that in mind as I do this. So I'm going to go ahead and get that gesso out of the way. And I'm going to pause the camera, and I'll be back when this is dry. I decided that as I'm looking at this drying that it doesn't have quite enough texture to it, so I'm going to go ahead and go in with some, oh, not matte medium. That's DecoArt Matte Medium. I want the DecoArt Crackle Paint. So I'm going to go in with a little bit of that. I decided I wanted that effect. I just really love it. So I'm just going to grab another card here and get a little bit of that in. Not a lot, just here and there. Just some skippy places. Just on a cut up credit card. Cheap tools for the studio. And in case you haven't worked with the crackle paint before, the DecoArt Crackle Paint, it is just so much fun. It creates this beautiful crackle wherever you put it, and it's just gorgeous. There's just nothing like it. I'm going to go on top of this texture just a little bit, not much. I don't want to take away from that beautiful design. Okay, so now we will finish drying, I promise. I'll be right back. Okay, this is dry. I didn't get a whole lot of crackle, but I think that's the way that I applied it. So, and my crackles are kind of big. So we'll see how it goes and what it looks like in the end. I think it's going to be still really, really beautiful. So this is dry, but still a little bit warm. So we're just going to let that sit for a minute. And I think I'm going to go ahead and clip these sides again because I really am trying to avoid getting this on my other pages. So my book is getting kind of fat. So let's see if I can get that on there without too much trouble. Maybe up here in this corner. There we go. So it seems to be good. So I'm going to throw those in my water, my credit cards. And I'm going to come in with the infusions. So I've not used, as I mentioned before, I haven't used these very much. So I think I'm going to come in with this, it says it's colored, the color is slime. So we'll see. I don't know what this looks like. So what I did is, I don't have a lot of these. It looks like I have, I have 8 colors. So what I did is I poked a hole in the top of the lid so that I can just sprinkle it out because if this gets tipped over, it's going to make a mess. So that's what I did. So I'm just going to tap some out here. I have no idea what this is going to do. So, kind of nerve-wracking. So we're going to spray a little bit of water. See what kind of magic we get. Oh, wow. That is lovely. Look at that color. Wow. So I'm going to tip this and let it run a little bit. I need to get a paper towel though so I don't get too much dripping on down the front of the, down here. Wow, that's beautiful color. I think I'm going to have to take that off. It's not going to stay on there. I'll take this one off too. Get some more color moving here. Wow, I would never have guessed that was the color. It doesn't look lime to me, or slime, but it's kind of like Magicals, the Lindy's Magicals. They're just really unexpected. They have an unexpected surprise. So I'm just going to sop some of that up here like that. I think I'm going to go in with a little bit more. And I think what I'm going to do, I've never tried this before, I've seen people do it, is they'll come in with matte medium and blend those with matte medium. So I'm going to go ahead and take my matte medium and spill a little bit out onto my mat because I don't want this color in my matte medium thing here. Sorry you can't see that. I thought that was in screen. It's not. So I'm going to go ahead and take some matte medium. I'm just going to go in with that and just see what we get here. It's different. Very different. Not sure if I'm going to like that, but let's just go with it. I have nothing to lose. It's just a journal page. I'm going to get a little bit of water too there. See if I can get that moving a little bit better. So we've got a mostly green base now because I have never used these before, so I wasn't really sure what to do. So it'll be okay though. It is always okay. In the end, it's absolutely gorgeous. So let's just go with it. Be free. Just be free with the creating, guys. It's supposed to be fun. I'm a performance person, and so I've been taking a break because I really need to re-examine my life and my processes and what I'm doing and why I'm doing it. And so if I've been a little MIA lately, that's why. But I'm loving that. So I'm going to have to dry this though because I want to make sure that I don't lose that base color. So, and because I use matte medium, I'm thinking that it'll seal that color in. So there's the color there. It's just gorgeous how it went into that stenciling. It's absolutely beautiful. So we're going to pause the camera real quick while I dry, and I'll be right back. Okay, this is dry. So look what it did up here with this crackle. It almost looks like a wood wall. It's absolutely beautiful. And then down here, the same thing. My brush strokes, in addition to the crackle paint and the gesso, gave this really, really interesting texture, which I'm really liking. So I think I'm going to go in with the slate blue just to see what we get. I'm not sure, so let me give it a try. Get a pin on that one. And I think I'm just going to sprinkle it here on the actual this mandala design and just see what we get there. And maybe I used too much water before, I'm not sure. We'll do this a little bit differently. I don't know if it's better to just use a little brush to kind of move that around with a little bit of water. Maybe. Yeah, that's good. Oh, look at that. Wow, it's gorgeous. Sorry, now I'm whispering. Oh, I gotta catch that before it runs off my page. Oh, that's just gorgeous. Go up and down with that blue a little bit, incorporate it into the background. Not much. I really mostly want it to set into that texture. This is really interesting though. I like it. Oh, we got some pink going on there. You see that? Wow, look at that pink. Love that. I wish I could, oh, maybe I could grab some pink there. Do the same thing. How beautiful is that? So I think I'm going to get a little bit on my mat and sprinkle it. Splatter a little bit. Let's see what happens. Oh, was that this? Yeah, it was slate blue that I was using. So I'm going to spill a little bit out on my table. Let me scoot over and see if I can get this in frame. And let's get a decent sized brush here. I'll do some splattering. Oh, love it. I absolutely adore that. Don't want that running there though. I think I want some of that terracotta color, but I think I need to dry this first. So let me pause the camera real quick and I'll dry. Let me show you a really quick close-up. Sorry about that. So there's where we got that slate blue color in here. Almost looks like a gray. It's a grayish blue. Really, really beautiful. So let me pause here. Okay, this is dry. So now we're going to go in with the terracotta, hoping that it'll be okay. Debating on whether or not I want to go in on the, let's just do it. Let's just go for the gusto. I'm not sure what this color produces, so I'm going to get a surprise here. Oh, look at that. I don't even want that to move anywhere. Wow. Maybe move down here a little bit. Oh, that's so beautiful. Just going to rub it in with a little bit with my, there's a high concentration of the powder there, so just trying to get it to move a little bit. I really don't want it to affect my spine here though, so I'm trying to be really careful. So we're going to dry this real quick and be right back, and I'll show you a close-up. Okay, this is mostly dry. Let me just show you a close-up really quick. It's so much prettier in person because there's a lot of like reddish color in here. And then down here you can see the red a little bit better. But I did splatter it with some of that terracotta, and I just love that water stained effect. So I want to do a little bit, I've got a bit of something over here that's not dry. Let me see if I can get some liquid on there. Seal it there a little bit. Maybe a little bit of matte medium. I don't want that to get ruined. So we're going to splatter this with a little bit of water. Or here, just using my water bottle, my squirt bottle. Sorry, I'm off screen again. And I'm just going to splatter a little bit. Hopefully this will work. I'm not sure if I'm really getting any on there. It's kind of dark in here tonight. But this is because all of this is water soluble mediums. It's going to pick up. It's going to leave water stains. So let me get a paper towel here really quick. And I'm going to place it down. I'm not going to press too hard, especially on the textured areas, because I don't want to affect that. Didn't do what I thought it was going to do, but that's okay. Didn't really get much water droplet effect, but I'll let you be the judge of that here. So I'm just loving it. This is very different for me, very different style for me. But I'm liking it. So I'm going to clean up here a little bit. And then I'm going to go in with my Distress ink in Walnut Stain because I want to create a dark border around this. And while I do that, I can think about what I want to have as of my focal image and my sentiment. So I'm going to be thinking about that as I do this. So I'm just going to go around the edges, create a little bit of a dark shadow or dark trim. I actually really like that. I might go here and there on it. Let's just do that. I like this. Not at all what I expected. It's not creating a very dark frame around my page. I might have to go in with a darker color. Maybe black soot or something. And again, this is just Distress ink. But I'm liking that feels like it's neutralizing a little bit. I do want to be careful on the texture though, because it's obviously still a little bit soft. So I'm going to pause the camera real quick so you don't have to wait for me, and I'm going to pick a focal image and a sentiment to go with this. I'll be right back. Okay, so I found a butterfly sticker that I thought I would use. So what I'm going to do with this is I'm going to put it on, and then I'm going to adhere it with some matte medium, and I'm also going to put matte medium on top of it in case I want to do any shading or anything like that. But before I do that, I'm going to grab a little bit of script, not a lot, just a little bit. Not sure which one I want. I should have grabbed this while the camera's off, so bear with me a second, or something. What's this one? I can't quite tell. It's good enough script. I'll just use this. I'm gonna go ahead and go in with the walnut stain since I've already used that, and I'm gonna just do some text stamping just to create a little bit of interest around the page. Put that down like that. Oh, that's lovely. Yeah, I like that. Very subtle. Put a little bit over here, this corner. Over here. I like that. Okay. Cover that up a minute here. I'm going to go ahead and get some matte medium out and adhere my butterfly. I really love the simplicity of this spread. It's not my normal. So I'm just going to put some matte medium on the back of this. And the only reason why I'm doing that, well, I would probably use matte medium regardless of if I was going to put matte medium on the top, because it's hard to stick things down sometimes to a textured background. So this is always a great way to be successful at it. So I'm going to put my butterfly up here, trying to avoid that texture that is all underneath it or around it. Just put a little bit of matte medium on the top. And that's just so that I can go in with maybe a charcoal pencil or something and make this butterfly really pop off the page. So I'll be fairly generous with it because I want it to stick well. It's gonna just it could potentially disturb the mediums that are underneath because again I used all water soluble mediums, which means they will reactivate with liquid. And you can see some of that is moving. So this area, in fact, I'm going to use that to my advantage because the area around this butterfly is lightening as I'm applying the matte medium because it's lifting up with my brush, but I'm going to use that to my advantage here. And then the last thing I'm going to do is I didn't find a sentiment stamp or a sentiment sticker that I wanted, so I thought I would just create my own. So I'm going to use these rubber stamps, wood mounted stamps. One moment, I'll be right back. Okay, sorry about that. My husband got home and I wanted to have dinner. So I'm going to use my alphabet stamp in the upper and lower case. And I think I'm going to do, let's see. I had something in my mind and then I just lost it. I'm looking at these stickers. I just don't like the background of them. How about fly free? So we're going to do that. I'm going to get out my black archival ink really quick without spilling everything in front of this drawer, which is always a challenge. As I've mentioned before, my inks sit right here in this drawer. If there's stuff there, it gets in the way. But before I do that, I was looking at this and decided that there's a lot of yellows and oranges in the butterfly, so I think I'm going to go in with the Distress Oxide in Wild Honey and do a little bit more color around the page just to bring in that yellow, more sunny yellow color. Hopefully it'll be okay. It's wiping out some of my words though, because again, this is they're water soluble products, so that didn't really work. But that's okay. I'm going to just be good with it. I think it's just fine. Put a little bit on this texture just to see what we get. We can bring in some of that. That's working. Bring in some of that yellow on that texture. Perfect. Happy with that. Okay, so now fly free. I'm going to use my black archival ink. These blocks, I never stamp them very straight, so it's always interesting, but that's okay. I'm going to do fly. And I'm going to get the lowercase ones out here. apologize, guys. I should probably had these out so I wasn't having to fuss with them. It's leaving it kind of weird, maybe because that ink is under it. That might be. I'll probably go over that with a permanent marker when I'm done. But we can deal with that when we get there. Fly. And I'm going to go to back to my uppercase and do free all in uppercase. I like that. Nice and simple. So there's just a close-up of that. And we are done. I'm just going to go in and do some shading around my butterfly and probably come in with some black soot or hickory smoke around the edges, and we're all done. So I hope that you'll, if you haven't already liked and subscribed to my YouTube channel, I would sure love it if you did. And if you click the little bell, you'll be notified of any every time I upload a new video. I do upload pretty much twice a week as a rule. So I do a mix of art journaling and canvas art. And so anyway, I hope that you enjoyed. You can check out my blog at B.Rebornart.com. And I do blog writings on Sundays called Sunday's Art of Truth that usually has an art piece associated with the writing. So those are often kind of fun to read. So I love to share my thoughts that go along with the process of creating art. This one was pretty simple. I didn't have a lot of thoughts behind it. Just really wanted to play with the infusion ink powders. So anyway, thank you so much for watching. Bye-bye.